welcome to Confidence Through Cabaret. My name is Heather,
And I'm Ryan.
and we're so excited that you're here for Coffee with Confidence with Coffee. I've got my coffee right here.
I have my water.
Okay, I also have my water. I'm still doing that. This is like day 3. I'm not doing as well as I want to be, but I'm doing better than I was. So I'm sticking
Right.
with that. I mean,
Perfect. Showing up as we are.
we just have to keep trying,
Yeah.
and and it'd be really easy for me to say, no, I'm not drinking water because it's not working out because I'm not doing enough. It's like. So yay, so welcome. Today we had the amazing Stephanie O'Day, who
New
was
York Times bestseller. No, but I just wanted to put that out there. New York
right
Times bestseller.
multiple times.
I know, right? Right.
I love her message about slow cooking, slow living.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you as a mother, and actually you must find this even for yourself, as a mother, the dreaded question every day is what's for dinner?
Yeah.
And that
Oh,
is
yeah.
in my house.
Planning meals it can often be very stressful. Yeah, absolutely. And I find planning meals can be quite stressful for a number of reasons. But yeah, I absolutely agree. And her slow living philosophy is very interesting on a number of fronts, not least because, I mean, the clip that we're just setting up for y'all, that we're just setting up, very much speaks to the problems that we have when we have to live on the hustle, the go fast, no time for a break lifestyle that is forced upon us a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, we've been talking a lot over the last, I guess, throughout this month. We've been talking a lot about, the masculine and feminine energy, and feminine is about honoring your intuition and honoring your feelings, and among other things, and the masculine energy about do and
Yeah.
achieve, and so what I love about the message and what attracted me right away to Stephanie is that she's talking about um like I get that question out of the way. I know what we're having. It's done in the morning. I put everything in the slow cooker and then that's done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that means that she has choices of obviously this family obligation with her children and a new puppy and so on, but you
Mhm.
know but then there's choices that she can choose self-care, and she can choose to honor her business and her books, and she can choose to honor her community on socials and so on.
Mm.
But she has a lot more choice in that.
Yeah,
It's not dictated by the dreaded time of it.
absolutely. Yeah. Should we
So
see?
I loved this. This to me
Hmm.
is perfectly honoring what's aligned with you,
Yeah.
because she's talking about she could have written another book using a different tool and changing her recipe slightly and making the money, easy
Yeah.
money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us would do that, right? And
Yeah. Right.
but just before that, she's talking here about just what that's about, to honor herself and what messages she wants to send to her children with that.
Yeah.
Love that. Should we listen?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Voice. Like just because you can do something fast, it doesn't mean you should. And and that's what feels the most real to me. So yes, I'm probably turning down money. But um I don't personally like it. I don't like that sort of frenzified hustle, do more, be more, achieve more, make more, go, 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 go. It doesn't feel nice to me. And I don't want to raise my children with that sort of frenzified world. And a lot of social media is that of constantly doing more and being more. And I want to show my kids that you can be exactly who you want to be and do the things you want to do, and just sort of have trust and faith that opportunities will present themselves in a sort of organic way. You don't have to go chase them down. They'll sort of fall in your lap, which is how I got to meet you. Is
Yeah.
I don't know how we met, but you just sort of fell in my lap. So thank you.
Yeah.
So that's just Stephanie being an icon for a good minute and a bit there. Icon star. I mean, yeah, I think there's some really interesting lessons to take away from. I mean, the whole podcast is littered with this stuff, but I think it's really interesting that she talks about how truthfully how toxic some of that stuff can be, how difficult and how much energy it takes out of you to constantly be producing, to constantly be, as she says at one point, feeding the beast when it comes to things like social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of this stuff. And it really is like, it can be extremely toxic, and it can distract you and pull you away from the things that actually mean something important to you, or give you the space to breathe. And we all deserve that space to breathe.
Yeah, it's interesting that she didn't realize she was feeding the beast with social media until she had to have time off to be with family. And
Yeah.
time off, and that's what happens, is we just slowly find ourselves immersing into these habits without questioning it.
Yeah, absolutely. But then that's also kind of interesting on the flip side, because we always say, I think I remember Geneva Livingston once said to us, inch by inch we take the field. And I think that's the same, it's incremental, these shifts. Sometimes we notice them as big things, but it's often after an incremental shift. And that goes both ways. We can incrementally lose sight of our goals, or we can incrementally push that dial back and start figuring out where our focus needs to be and where our values and core things need to be,
All of the messages from each of our guests are starting to align, because future podcasts that we have already recorded where we're talking about aligning our values to how we spend time, and that's how we should be measuring time and managing our time. And they're all, the whole thing is so aligned. And that those messages, actually they've been there a long time, because Geneva's quote is from Any Given Sunday, which is Al Pacino, of course.
Oh, of course it is.
And that's not new, right? That's not a new blockbuster or anything. We've known this stuff for a long time, is what I'm saying. And the truisms for a reason, but we just ignore them.
Yeah.
I know I'm supposed to drink more water. I know these rules. I know the health of it and the inflammation caused if I don't. But common practice and common sense are two different things.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. And it's also easy to lose sight of things. And it's also then easy to beat ourselves up over these things. And part of the thing that I really liked about Stephanie's thing is that, realizing that there's a moment there where you can sit there and go, actually, no, I just need to focus on me and what I need and what spaces I need to occupy within this time, and how I choose to occupy that is my choice. And that's ultimately what this is all about. It's about choice, how we choose to spend that time and how we choose to place focus on things. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing, you don't need to beat yourself up over this. That's just, we can easily lose sight of things. If you have lost sight of it and then you have that moment, this is when you get to reconnect with that.
Exactly. Or try something new. Change is as good as a rest. That's the expression, and it's a truism for a reason.
Was that also Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday?
It was not.
Oh.
I think it was everybody's grandmother from the 1800s.
Or me from the 1800s.
But actually it was a different time, right? They had pressures, but they didn't have all of the things that eat our time, and even then they were saying a change is as good as a rest. So
and Instagram had only just started then.
Not for me, it didn't.
You were on Twitter.
I resist a lot of the social media. Speaking of social media, you will find us on Confidence Through Cabaret on all of social media. Check out our podcast. It's on Podbean. It's on anywhere you get your podcast as Confidence Through Cabaret, but it's also on our landing page.
Yes, it is.
.com. The only one that is not Confidence Through Cabaret associated with us is Twitter, which is at the letters YB YW YS, and Clubhouse I am at Heather YB YW YS, and that stands for
It's Your Body, Your World, Your Stage. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Do make sure to go and check out www.confidencethroughcabaret.com.
We'll see you tomorrow.